All right, and we are live. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my fellow comic book collectors. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. And today we're going to do another edition. Well, it's kind of a combination today. It's Up Late with WLC, and it's also the Choose category, where you guys and gals who are going to join in on the live chat. And I definitely recommend, if you are listening to this, get on a computer where you can join in the fun of the live chat, where you can make a choice of which boxes that I will open. Now, some of these boxes will contain some very key issues. Some will have, not bad comics. And then some will have some interesting things that I like to call duds. Now, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not trying to insult anything that becomes a quote-unquote dud. This is all about having fun, so please keep that in mind. I have a really fun time doing this, so I'm going to put on the camera, and I already see people starting to show up. So yeah, I have a great time doing this. It's a lot of fun. The people tell me all the time in the chats that they really enjoy doing this and participating, so it's more than just a spectator sport where you just watch somebody unbox something. I'm going to have 2 sets of 3 boxes. And like I said, some will be key issues. Some will be, so-so comics, not bad. And the others will be duds. So you guys have to decide, can you defeat my ability to persuade you to pick in a certain way? I was actually pretty good about it a couple of videos ago where I was able to trick you guys into picking the duds. So you were about half and half. You didn't find any duds the last time, but I did get you to kind of sway away from one of the ones that was a grail. So we have one of those back in here. Now, if you're new to this, sometimes I actually will take a comic out of the box and either replace it with something or put it in another package. So you may or may not see a box that you've seen in previous shows if you've done this before. It doesn't necessarily mean that what was once in there is still in there. Now, the one thing I will say is I'm not taking any comics that I've already shown and placed them into boxes. These are all, regardless if I switch the boxes or not, these comics are all newer comics that I've gotten that you guys have not seen, and technically I have not unboxed to the world, so you'll get to see it. So I'm seeing people like Ricky saying the Force is strong with us, so he's feeling confident. Let's see. Sith Lord is here. Timothy, Dan Bull, Clown Crazy Studios. Kevin, welcome. We got a bunch of people in. And like I said, if you're watching this on your, PlayStation or Xbox or something like that, Florence, hello. Go on your laptop, anywhere where you can actually participate, because it makes it a lot of fun. So Dan Bull says the old switcheroo. I have done that. So let's see if you guys can pick it. So what's going to happen is, when I show the 3 boxes, I'm going to do my little shtick and try and see if I can persuade you or dissuade you from picking a box, maybe lead you in a certain direction. And you guys will vote, and please only vote once for either door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. So there will be 2 groups of 3, and I see enough people are in ready to go. So let's start with the first group, and then you guys can make a decision to what you think you would choose. So talk amongst yourselves if you have to. Timothy says you did make this permanent. So far, so good. I mean, I get pretty much an overall positive response. The people that watch this live tend to like it the most. And obviously the people that don't watch it live, they don't get to participate, so they're going to view you viewing me. So it's like breaking the 4th wall with the 4th wall. So let's get it going. You guys ready? Let's get with door number 1. Door number 1. Now, here's an interesting thing. I'm going to show you both sides. Usually I don't do that. You notice there is not any address on here. No sticker, no nothing. I bet you guys will find that quite interesting. So you'll have to say to yourself, is this something that has been replaced? Or did Chris actually take the time to meticulously take off the sticker, making it very hard to find out where it actually was? Because remember, not everybody writes the address in pen. Sometimes it's on a sticker that's printed out, so there won't be any indents. So that is box number 1. All right, box number 2, we have the same kind of situation. And there's a little saying here. It says, "Fragile, please do not bend or crush." That is very nice of them to do. So this seems to be a little bit on the thicker side. So what I always tell people, especially if you're new to this, if there are multiple books, and you have picked that before, but there was more than one book, I will show them all. So you won't get just a sneak preview. So this is box number 2. It looks very well taped. So it has been taped before a live studio audience, which is you. So that is box number 2. Box number 3, you may or may not have seen before. Now, no one's opened this yet. And there's a certain side I will not show, but this is a priority mailbox. And you can see this is a bigger box. So it could be one comic with lots of bubble wrap. It could be several comics. We'll have to let you decide. So the one thing I will say is, I've been checking how you guys are voting. You guys, for some reason, tend to stay away from door number 1. The number 1 tends to be the least picked out of the 3. So, knowing that I know that, and knowing that you now know that because I said it, you're going to have to say to yourself, is Chris actually trying to persuade me to pick door number 1 in hopes that you'll pick the dud, or is Chris actually doing that in reverse psychology, knowing that number 1 actually does contain the Grail comic and making you have to think against it? So this is where the mental war game starts. So let's get the votes going. Vote only once, starting now. So we already see somebody picking door number 3. So you guys may be afraid to pick that number 1 because I may be tricking you or may be using reverse psychology. So this is a mental game. So let's see what you guys choose. You guys wouldn't pick that one anyway, so I'm not worried about it either way. All right, so we're going with the safe choice of 2. All right, so just write a number so it's easier for me to see them. All right, so Michael says 2,222. I'm telling you, sometimes it makes it fun. There's a reason why I spent extra time on box number 2. So you'll find that out soon enough if you pick it. Timothy says he received his Edge of Spider-Verse 2 today. Congratulations on that. All right, so Eder von Biscayne says, I love this game too. All right, so I was able to dissuade people from picking box number 1. So we're going to take another couple of votes. All right, so everybody's going with 2 this time. All right, so, Dan is daring enough to go for 1. Interesting. All right, so we'll take about 4 more votes if you have not had the chance. All right, Tina also votes 1. We'll take about 4 more votes. Right now, 2 is in the lead by 3. So 4 more votes will either decide. 3 has no chance at this point unless all of a sudden 30 people come in. So 2 is in the lead. All right, we got another number 1, so we got 3 more votes. So we'll see what you guys pick. I knew I'd get you to stay away from number 1. I mean, it's like easy at this point. I wouldn't recommend picking 3 at this point because there's no way 3 can win with 3 more votes. Okay, so 2 more votes are in. There's no way you guys will pick number 1 for the next 2, so I'm not worried about it. You guys are going to get door number 2 unless with the next 2 votes it makes a deciding factor. But don't vote for 3. 3 cannot win at this point. So we need 2 more votes to make a deciding factor. 1 more vote puts it over unless there's a tie. So we'll see. All right, so There is officially a tie between 2 and 1. So the next vote will make the decision. Now, Crazy Clown, I think you already voted already, so we're going to have one more person make the deciding vote. So let's see. All right, so Big Dog made the deciding vote. So 1 pulls out with 1 vote. So, Crazy Clown made a statement, and I find this very interesting. Crazy Clown Studio said, I just feel you were trying to steer us from door number 2. Which I absolutely was, because number 2 was the Grail comic. So I was actually able to get you guys. I knew as soon as I said there's no way you'll pick 1. If you notice in the section, all of a sudden, there was a bunch of 1s. So it's... Now remember, 1 could be an okay comic. Or it could still be a key comic. It just might not be like a Grail kind of comic. But let's see what you picked. Now, I put something in here from another package, possibly. And I will say this. It's original art. So not everything's going to be a comic. Sometimes there might be original art. Sometimes there might be, like if you saw last week, there was a box that you guys picked that had a Spawn figure in it. So not everything is always going to be comics. So you guys did pick, I led you into number 1. You did pick the one with original art. So are you guys ready to see? Okay, so this is a signed Batman original drawing that you guys picked. So I can't consider that a Grail because it's not a comic book. But you did pick original art, so it's not Spawn, it's actually Batman. So here's the original art that you guys picked. It is my sad attempt at trying to draw Batman. And as you can see, he's waving at all of you for choosing him. So you guys picked original art from me, which is worth a grand total of negative $16. So I was able to trick you into picking the dud. Now notice the dud wasn't a comic book this time. Alright, so now I'm in your head. Because I was able to influence you based on the fact that I knew that you, no matter how much I pinpointed that out, it would pique your curiosity. So you got, and to show you how much that I turned it around. When there was only 2 more votes for 2 once I pointed that out, it was leading by 5 points. And then all of a sudden, the last couple of votes came in for number 1. So I was actually able to steer you in the right direction. So you still have 1 more chance. And I will do this. If you end up picking a second dud, I will take the remaining boxes and let you get another chance. Now, I don't think you would be able to pick, well, 3 duds if that's the case. But we will see, because as you can see, I can manipulate the way you guys pick. Now, you're going to have to really think hard. So here we go. Here's the second group of 3 books. Now, you will see here, and again, this is box number 1. We have a very, very large, thick, well, not very thick, but thin box that, as you can see, has a little extra tape on the side for some reason. So this could be a graded comic. Who knows what it could be, but I guess you'll find out if you're brave enough to pick number 1. So if that wasn't good enough, we have box number 2, which, as you can see, is even larger. It barely fits into the screen. Again, you can see it's very well taped. You can see from here a little bit of damage. So who knows, was this previously opened and resealed? Or is that how the wonderful people at the post office decided to ship this? As you can see, more wonderful artwork on the bottom. So that is box number 2. And door number 3, we have a bent, as you can see, envelope, which I love because, as you can see right here, they wrote the lovely "Do Not Bend," which you know I love when somebody sends a paper-thin envelope. So this definitely is not going to, have anything super like a toy, but there could be a comic in there. You'll have to find out. So, do you dare pick box number 1 this time? Or do you try and go with the bigger box thinking I'm trying to make bigger is better? Or do you go the safe route and pick door number 3? So, now remember, Timothy, these could have been opened at some point because, like I said, you might have missed it. Sometimes I will reuse a package or I will switch them so this way you're not sure what you're really going to be getting. So, with that being said, one of the interesting things is if a comic's damaged, you get to watch it live, me unboxing a damaged comic. So, let's get the votes in, starting now. And you guys are going straight for number 1. You guys are bloodhounds. All right, so let's see. Ariel says 2 for the win. We shall see. All right, so we got a 3. Oh, you guys are all going for the number 1. I like this. So only one person's going with 2. Interesting. Yes, and Timothy says the uncertainty makes it more fun. That's what I like about this. All right, so Kevin says 1. You're all going for 1s today. I like that. Because you're thinking, would Chris do that twice in a row on me? Could Chris actually be able to fool you all 2 times with the same number, even though he has actually done that before when I tried to tell you which ones to pick and you didn't trust me? So now I'm playing the... Oh, Travis picks door number 4. That's probably the better choice as of now. All right, so we got some 2s are closing in. More original art, says Kevin. Believe me, you don't want to see too much more of my art. That's probably the best I could draw. All right, so right now we have a tie between 1 and 3 with 2 only 1 behind. So we're going to take 3 more votes and we'll see if I was able to dupe you a second time. So let's see what you guys pick. All right, so 3 more votes. If you've already voted, don't vote again. I like this. I'm making you guys think right now. So right now, 3 has 6. 1 has 6. Oh, 3 has 7 now. Travis says it's a trip to Hawaii. If that was true, you'd be seeing waves in the background, not this wall paneling. Those pencils were loose. Actually, not bad, considering it was a pen. That's how loose the pencils were. All right, last chance. Going once. Going twice. All right, we need a tiebreaker. So now, 2 is out. So there's only 1 more vote, so 2 cannot win. You have a choice between now, and again, don't vote if you haven't, of either 1, which you'd have to think, will I dupe you a second time? Or 3, which is the envelope. So I had 2 big boxes and 1 envelope. Right now, 1 and 3 are a tie. So you guys will make the decision of which one. Be very careful. You don't want to get duped twice. You know, you can't trade your number. It's got to be somebody new. Once you've made a decision, you got to live with it. All right, so 1 it is. All right, so the one that you did not choose was 2. 2 was the bigger box. Number 2 was the key comic. So you missed out on the mega key for number 2. So now, this is either a dud or it is an okay comic. Grail, I mean, it's graded or otherwise. So I'm going to give you guys a second chance if you want it. So we have this, and now I am going to add a third option. This box from the original group. So this is what we're going to do. Do you want to stick with number 2, which I've already explained to you is not the Grail or the Super Key? So this is either an okay comic or it's a Grail. So do you guys want to stick with what you had and go with your choice, or do you want to try and pick again with another box added? So you guys let me know now, and I'll give you an opportunity. Because remember, if this is the second dud, I will let you guys do one more pick. So let's see. We'll get a couple of people to make their decision. Because remember, if this isn't the dud, this will be the last box. All right, so you guys are holding. Kevin says, we shall not sway. You may wanted to have swayed. So let's find out what you guys chose to stick with. Now, keep in mind, when you guys stick with things, so far, you end up getting pretty stuck. So, number 2 was the key. And look at this. We got some interesting styrofoam. There's a little styrofoam there. What have we here? We have another package inside the package. You will notice there is nothing on here. So, once again, make you sweat a little bit. I'm taking away the third option. This is package number 1 that you chose. This is package number 2. Do you guys want to stay with the second package in the box? Or do you want to go with package number 2? So you guys decide. This is number 1 that you saw me take out of another box. Again, notice there's nothing on it. Or do you want to go and switch now, while you still can, to package number 2? So let's see. There's definitely no original art, I'll tell you that. So you're going to have a choice. Do you stick with 1? Or do you want to go with package number 2? All right, so make your votes. We'll do about 10 votes. Okay, you could start now. I'm here. All right, so 2. Foam is okay. That might have been the only thing you're going to see is the foam. All right, so a couple of you are undecided. Some of you are deciding for some reason to stick with your gun. Okay, so 2, 1, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 more votes. Timothy, if you haven't voted yet, you absolutely can. Fake box like fake news, says Stan Bull. All right, 2, 1. 2 more votes will make the deciding factor. All right, so now we are tie. The next vote will be the deciding factor, which is 1. So you're sticking with what is in this envelope. So I will tell you that this was the dud. Almost got you. Just to show you how I was reversing many people, this was the end result. 2-1 by just 1 vote. So I was able to sway half of you into changing your mind. So this isn't the key, but this isn't the dud. So now I need the box to see what I wrote and what it is. Okay. And on the thing here it says, non-bloody knife virgin. That's what somebody wrote on here. So that's kind of creepy. That's something I wasn't expecting. So I guess to anybody out there who's not a bloody knife virgin, this is for you. I don't understand that one. All right, so we do have a comic. And you have chosen Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur issue number 32. Now, is this the first print? Yes, this is the first print. So not a bad comic to get. This is the first appearance of Wilson Fisk's daughter. So not a bad comic. And Clown says it's Dark Metal's comic. So what was on here was definitely not what was in there. So like I said, I'll switch things around now and then. So we're going to do this. Actually, I can't do that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get 3 more boxes, let you pick one more. So obviously I told you which ones were which, so I'm going to have to switch those around. So give me a second. I'll be right there. I just got to pick 3 more boxes. All right. I'm going to give you 4 choices. It's going to be a little different. So I'm giving you guys one last option. So the first, guys, you pick the dud. And I'll show that. Where did it go? Did I throw it away? I flew it over. I have no idea where it went. Just like Batman. Yeah, here it is. All right, so this is what you guys... I was able to trick you guys into picking the first time. So that is original art of Batman, drawn by me. You then did not pick the dud, but you did manage to pick Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur 32, first print, which I paid, by the way, $16 for. So now, we're going to give you 4 choices. Now, forgive me, because it took me a couple of seconds to do something. So we're going to go first. So you're going to have 4 choices this time. We're going to start this one with box number 1. Now here's the thing. You may or may not have just seen this box. I may or may not have several of these. Or I may have just switched it really quick. Because even though the top is taped, the bottom is not, and I'll show you. So I could have switched out what was in here, or it's still exactly the same, or it's just another box because, you know, priority mail. So that's box number 1. Box number 2 is actually a bag. Now, there may be a box in it. There may not be. We will let you decide. So that's box number 2. Box number 3 is a nice little envelope. Don't vote yet. It's a nice one. And look at this. This one has priority mail stickers untouched all the way around. Well, almost all the way around. For some reason, there's none on the top. So let me show that again. untouched priority mail stickers all along the edges. So there's no possible way that I could have tampered with this. Let's just pretend that's not there. So that's box number 3. And then box number 4, you may or may not have seen already. We have another thin envelope with a lovely do not bend. And luckily, the Postal Service took the advice and did not bend it. So here we go. You now have a 25% chance of getting it right. Again, one of them will be a key. One will be, actually 2 of them will be, here's the thing. Actually, now I'm looking. 2 are duds and 2 are keys. So you have a 50% chance of getting it right. So far, you're batting about 250, I would say. I wouldn't say 500 because you didn't pick the key issue on this one. So you're batting about 250. So Ariel says, Chris, if you were us and wanted the grill, which would you choose? I would not choose the one that is not the grill, but I would check the box that was not the one that you saw before. Unless you think that I'm lying about that. So that's how I would answer that. All right, so place your votes starting now. So anybody that voted before this, it doesn't count. So you could start now. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. So this is the biggest choice you guys got to make. Anything higher than that, you know, I can't count that high. So, all right, so start placing your bets. Think hard. All right, so Kevin, is that your vote? Because you wrote he said 1. Kevin is using exclamation points, so I'm not sure what number that is. All right, so we got 3, 2, all right, 1s. You guys are daring on the 1s today. Okay, so we got, oh, of course, no pressure at all. People are staying away from 4. All right, another number 2. So right now, 1, 2, and 3 are neck and neck. There we go. 4 is way behind at this point. So we'll take a couple of more votes. Looks like 1, oh, I spoke too soon. All right, so we'll take 2 more votes because it's pretty neck and neck. 1 more vote. So the next person makes the decision. Don't vote 4 because there's no way 4 could win. All right, so you have picked door number 1. So I was able to have you avoid the 2 key issues, which were 3 and 4. So you did not pick any of the key issues today. I will show you, though, what was in the bag, because you almost picked door number 2, because 2 and 3 were tie. So there was cardboard and a cat brush with cat hair absolutely free. So you did not pick that one, but I decided to show it anyway, because, you know, there's that. So let's see what you did pick. So now, as you can see, you picked the box that you were afraid to pick before. Let's see what you guys chose. See, this is why they say, watch out for number 1, but definitely don't step in number 2. So here is the decision that you all made on your own, so possibly blame yourselves. You picked a do-rag. So there you go. Let's put it on. So for anybody out there, you know, no foam. So there you go. You guys, this was in the box. A lovely motorcycle do-rag. which I found somewhere at the bottom of a shelf. So you notice none of the duds were any comics today, but I'm going to be nice. I'm going to pick one of the boxes for you. I can't leave you feeling that down that I got you guys 2 out of 3 times and actually dissuaded you from picking the one key that you were only one. You were going to like run the table with that one, and then all of a sudden I was able to change your mind. So this one I'm just going to unbox for you guys. This is a key issue. This is one of those books that I tell people all the time, especially lately, that you definitely want to acquire this book. I will also show that this is a book that you can get, even though it's a key issue, that you can still get it for cheap. Oh, love the smell of dog when somebody packages their comics. There's nothing more like it. All right, so I'm going to be nice to you guys, and I'm going to pick one for you, because I almost feel bad that I got you guys again. Not really, but it could, because it's all in good fun. But I want to show this book, because this is one of those books that you've seen before. I will get all the time, and when you hear the price, you will see that deals can always be found, even on books that people say you can't get. Now, this is a lower grade, probably one of the lower grade ones of this comic I have. But again, considering the price rises, I'm not going to complain. So here is my way of saying thank you to you guys by picking one of the boxes that you did not pick. This is what you would have picked if you stuck with number 2. So here we go. Are you shivering with anticipation? It is Hulk number 180. Which, of course, I'm going to change this back and board because I don't know what the hell this person was doing. But this, of course, is the first cameo appearance and first actual appearance of Wolverine. And I paid a total of $108.50 for this book. Now, it is a lower grade. And I'm going to take this out because you could see live. I'm going to show you. Yeah, this is definitely a lower grade. That's disgusting. I'm changing that. So it does have, it looks like some water damage. I'm going to show you the last page. So if you've never seen it before, you will see for the first time. This is the panel where you see Wolverine. That is his cameo appearance. Now this does say that it has the value stamp. So we're going to check that to make sure. And that's why I always tell people, make sure you check your comics, because even if they say something's there or not there, doesn't mean, 1, they really know, and 2, they're telling the truth. So there's only one way to find out. Okay, so there is the Marvel stamp. So if you've never heard of these before, it only happened in a couple of issues in the Bronze Age where they added these value stamps. And they had this book that you could actually take all the Marvel stamps and attach them to the book, like a sticker book in a way. So that's why a lot of these got cut out. So as you could see, the staples, let me check. The staples are barely hanging on the top, but they are still connected. This is probably a 3.0. I just had one I'm waiting for it to come back graded. It's a heck of a lot nicer than this one. But even in a 1.0, this book is selling for about $200 at this point, and will continue to go up. So the fact that I paid, with shipping and handling, $108.50 is amazing for this book. So this is definitely one that you have to get, especially if you can't afford issue number 181. Because as you could see, yes, this is lower grade, but it is complete, and I got it for just about a little bit over $100. That, especially when Wolverine gets into a Marvel movie, I mean, these are just going to skyrocket. So I did not change the box. This was the actual box that they sent this in. And I am going to throw out the bag and board and everything because just the smell of the dog is just overwhelming at this point. So that is it. So I hope you guys appreciated this for the fun that it is. Hopefully you will subscribe if you haven't, and you'll keep subscribing if you already are. If you will be so kind to give it a thumbs up, it shows support and lets me know that you enjoy these things. The more thumbs up I get, the more I know you want this, and I'll keep repeating it. I have plenty of other times I'm going to do this. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to check out my playlist, especially with tip and advice videos. For those of you who don't know about the cashback program, right now they're doing still double cashback. So right now, they brought back the percentage on eBay for comics. So the link is in the description, so check it out if you haven't signed up. Because if you spend $25 or more within the first 90 days of signing up, you get $10 also cash back as a bonus. But they brought back the 2% cash back, but it's double cash back. They don't say when it's done, but right now, if you get any comics, you get 4% instead of 2%. So that's a pretty good deal. So if you haven't signed up for it, the link is in the description. If you have, make sure you activate it when you buy something. Otherwise, you're not going to get the discount. I have made that mistake myself. So Travis says, I paid too much. What did I pay? Oh, that's for somebody else. Crazy Clown said, I'm just glad I was able to get a 4.5 181 for $600. And it was, and he's going to get it signed. Believe it or not, that's not a bad price for a 4.5. I'll show you right now, before I go, how high Hulk 181 is going. So he paid $600 for a 4.5. Now, since I made the video about this, the my 8.0 is going up $300 in the span of a week. So a 4.5 right now is going for $2,000. And I'll show you right here. So as you can see, a 4.5 Hulk 181, let me scroll up so you can see, a 4.5, and this is GoCollect.com, which ends up using just previous sales. And that's $2,000 for a 4.5. So the fact that he spent $600 on what is now a $2,000 book, he did a really good job. So I know some people may think, oh, you're overspending right now. This is, a lot of it is hype for the fact that the movies are potentially going to happen. When they do, and it's just, to me, it's a matter of when, not if. You ain't seen nothing yet on these prices. So that's why I say, get them while you can. Because eventually, I mean, look at a 4.5 Amazing Fantasy 15 right now. I think in about another 2 or 3 years, Hulk 181 is going to be at the prices that Amazing Fantasy 15 is now. So I could be wrong. It's my opinion. You may differ. But you got to go with what people are doing. If people are willing to overpay for a book, that screams at how much of a demand there is for that book. Now remember, there is no more of an increase of supply. So every day a new person comes in and wants to get that book is a decrease in the supply and an increase in the demand. And the prices are showing that people are willing to spend even $1,000 more over what the price was, which is bringing it up even higher. So it all has to do based on emotion, supply and demand, and the prospect that eventually the people are assuming that Wolverine will be in a Marvel movie, and the hype is going to be so great that a lot of people have waited, who are all of a sudden they're going to climb on board, are going to raise the prices even more. So I'm on that boat. You don't have to agree, and that's perfectly fine, but 4.5 now for $600 would have been laughed at a year ago. Will be, in a year from now, people wishing they could get it. So, that's it. I hope you appreciated this video. I love making these. I needed a little something to kind of cheer me up a little bit today. You guys were able to do that for me. We will have many more of these where they come from. When this uploads, don't forget to show your support by leaving a comment. Let me know what you think about this stuff. Let me know if you did guess right, or did I end up persuading you in a different direction, and what do you think about my little tactics? And hit subscribe if you haven't. So make sure you communicate with each other. Remember, collecting comics is all about fun. There are risks involved if you're doing it for investment purposes, so always keep that in mind. And don't forget, it's not you. Oh, wait, before that, I got to pick today's surprise subscriber shout-out. So with that, we're going to go with Timothy Harris. So Timothy Harris, you are today's surprise subscriber shout-out. He writes, how many copies do I have? Of 180, I think I have now about 5 or 6 copies. Many of them I bought a couple of years ago, but as you could see, there was one I bought about 2 months ago, which is currently being graded, which I think, and many people agree, it probably is going to be a 7.5 to an 8.0. I only paid $139 for that, and this one, again, even though it's a lower grade, I paid $108 for it. the going rate right now, and I'll check that before we go. So let's assume this is a 2.5. So let's go Hulk 180. According to GoCollect.com, which bases everything on previous sales. Now, that's previous sales in the past 2 years. If you go in the past 6 months, it's going to be even higher. So a 2.0 right now is going for about $1.60. A 3.0 is going for about $1.80. So I did spend less than the average because a 0.5 is $120, which, you know, on eBay it's going to be more than that. So I did decent, but I didn't make, you know, I didn't triple my money or anything. But I'm not selling it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I do get extra copies in case I ever want to trade something. And I might be in the process of doing a trade with one of my subscribers, but it hasn't happened yet, so I don't want to mention anything about what it is or who it's with. But that may happen soon, and if it does, I will do an unboxing. So that's it. Timothy Harris, thanks for being a loyal subscriber. Same thing to all of you. The ones who participate, I appreciate it. And even if you didn't get the chance, there's always next time. So thank you very much. Give them the do-rag. I don't think you want that thing. My cats were laying on it. So that's it. Timothy says, I wonder I should have bought the Spider-Gwen 1 or focus on 180 and 181. Long term, 181 is going to always be better. No matter how popular Spider-Gwen will get, I don't think she'll ever reach the Wolverine level. Now, again, it depends on what you spend on it. If you spent $20 on a Spider-Gwen and it's worth $1,000, you got a great deal. If you spent $2,000 on a Hulk 181 and only goes up to $2,500, it's not as much. So go with what you love. Don't always go by price. A lot of people base things on emotion. That's where you have to be careful. That's why I tell people, buy books before the hype. This way you will not overpay. But hey, if you love Spider-Gwen more than you'll ever love Wolverine, even if it's not the most popular choice with everybody else, you're the one that's owning it. So buy what you love and don't go by what everybody else says you should or should not do. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great night. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, and don't forget, it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics, even if I get you to stay away from some of the grails. Maybe next time. Peace out, everybody.